Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Nick and welcome back to the Nick and Doug Express, where I like to express my opinions on a variety of different topics. In today's video, I'm going to be starting a review series of Christopher Nolan's movies leading up to Tenet. I really just didn't know what movie I wanted to review first, but I had watched Inception because it's on Netflix most recently, so I thought, you know what, it's the most fresh in my mind. I've seen it many times, but it's the most fresh in my mind, so it's like, let's just start at Inception. So, that being said, I am a huge Christopher Nolan fan. I am just highly anticipating Tenet, and I don't have many issues with this movie. So, my cons, I don't even know if I'll have cons, so I might just do the meh parts. I'll see which one I want to do when I edit the video, but that being said, it's mostly pros, and let's just get into this video. So, Inception by Christopher Nolan came out a decade ago now. It's a long time. I did not see it in theaters because I was only 11 or 12 and not on my radar or anything, so I didn't see it until later. And even the first time I saw it, I mean, I knew it was special. It blew me away. I just, being a young teenager when I first saw it, I was like, this is something special. But seeing it again and again, and now seeing it, recently as a more adult. I mean, I'm not an old adult, but I'm pretty young, and so seeing it through these new eyes, you always catch new things. You're seeing it through a new set of lenses every time, because now that you know from beginning to end how the story is being told and what does happen, you can see the little things that he puts in, like one plot thread here, one small plot thread there. All the little callbacks to the beginning of the movie come back to the end of the movie, and it's just the score by Hans Zimmer. It's amazing. Cinematography. I know he made this script for a long time, so it was, either rewrites or he was taking his time with it, and I feel like that's his most appreciated movie and why it's one of the most well-known. It's not even the Dark Knight level comic book. It's just a blockbuster movie made for the common man, and it's just so unique and just so special. And I know a lot of people are just like I mean, they don't say it's not a great film, but they just think, oh, everyone says this is best film. Everyone is just making that their top of the list, like if you were to rank the Christopher Nolan movies. And it's like, but it's there for a reason. Like, it's his pinnacle film of his career. Like, I mean, if Interstellar is your favorite film of Christopher Nolan's, that's your right, because Interstellar is a great film in it of itself. But just Inception already, it's just on this other level of just storytelling, acting, and the cast is fantastic. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellen Page. You got Tom Hardy. I can't remember the other guy's name, but you got these top tier talent in there, and it's just like everything just comes together. It's because you took the time to think through everything, write it out, know exactly what type of story you want to tell and what's going to resonate with the audience. I think I heard somewhere where he wanted to write it perfectly, and Leonardo didn't want to do it until the character was written in a way that actually had like an emotional pull that would leave you wanting to watch until the end. And then when you get that ending, it's satisfying, because as much as the action is in there, it's a science fiction story. It's got so many just different things, and besides just the new concept of the incepting of an idea and just that whole trope becoming such a huge thing 10 years ago, it's emotionally driven by the characters, and specifically Leonardo's character. If you don't care for him for the 2-hour runtime that this movie has, that payoff at the third act would not be as satisfying, because it's the whole point of this movie is to see him grow, and he wants to get back to his kids. Something so simple and so I mean, not me specifically, but a lot of people could take for granted is their kids, and you take that idea, and this guy, he's not able to see his kids. He's too far away, like physically, but then in actual reality as well, he can't do it because of the mistakes he's made. Well, okay, not the mistakes, but just the whole... Okay, in a way it's mistakes because of what he did to his wife, but at the end of the day, she also did that to him, so it's kind of like both parts playing their hand. But he can't get to his kids, and so just that simple idea of not being able to see his kids, just... You gotta bring that home, and that third act with Hans Zimmer's score, the realization that he is gonna be able to go home, all the characters in the plane, it's like saying your final goodbye. It's like they read it, or Christopher Nolan wrote it perfectly, man. It's just on this next level. So all these pros are just, the whole movie should be a pro in and of itself. And if I had to nitpick, because it is a nitpick, maybe the action is just like most of the action I would say is like good enough. Like sometimes, like I feel like Christopher Nolan hasn't always been the most like action type director guy. So I mean, from what he gives in his movies and what he's always done, I mean, if everything else is top tier and the action is only just the like medium, like that's not like even that bad. But I feel like sometimes the action set pieces can be a little bit overhanded. I mean, I think some of his films do it fine. Maybe Inception, from what I remember, is just... It's just when they're all doing the different dreams and like just a bunch of different actions happening in a bunch of different places. I just feel maybe personally it doesn't always like do it maybe as good as other action films have done. But if that's just a nitpick, like, because literally I do let that go. I could really care less for the most part, but that's just the thing I think about when I am trying to nitpick. So everything else, performances, directing, writing, cinematography, the sound, the music, just Inception is just pure, not just entertainment, because it is telling an amazing story. The rewatch value is unprecedented. It's just, you could watch it so many times and just see so many different things each time, and every time you watch it, like, you just pick up on new things. It's insane. And I have a lot of anticipation for Tenet. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like, it's gonna be the new Inception. Like, maybe it won't be, but you know what? I hope it's good in its own right, and maybe even if it doesn't beat Inception, I hope it's just still telling an amazing story, because Christopher Nolan does what his best thing is telling an amazing story. And from what I've seen in the Tenet trailers, they look amazing. Even, like, I compare it to Interstellar, because I feel like Inception and Interstellar are both these huge grand scale type of things where when you see them in the theater, they're just like these huge experiences. Interstellar had that most kind of IMAX experience, because I saw it in the theater, and I just remember being like, this is a really amazing movie. Regardless of what you feel about maybe the third act, I still think it's not like the best third act, but I still like it, because even if he is pushing the boundaries of what we know about space and time and all this other stuff, like, you can't really know. So you watch Interstellar at that end part, and you're like, you know what, it's still good. So I don't want to go into a whole Interstellar thing, because I'm going to do another review on that, but a lot of people just compare all of his movies to, like, what's the high scope of world building and just scale has he made with the budget and everything. And I like to compare Inception to Memento, because Memento obviously has a totally different story, but Inception's like type of storytelling reminds me of Memento, so it has like just a higher scale of what Memento was like. So again, Christopher Nolan, the man, the genius. They're just releasing a lot of stuff coming about Tenet, I believe July 17th. Warner Brothers is going to release new information, so I'll talk a little bit about that when that comes out, and look out for another Christopher Nolan review coming very soon. So hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.